So we're still working on Samba's canter, and this is a compilation of some of her best canters this week. When I ask her for a canter, she makes a little circle automatically around me. And there, very good. That was really effortless. I think there's a marked improvement this week over last week. Typically, no matter if I ask her from the walk or from the trot, she will step into a few steps of trot before she canters.
Wow. I'm freaking out. I remember when you first trying. Oh God, she would buck and just.
Oh, she would explode.
Yeah. Now it's just kudu.
Now, last time you suggested that I ask her for move out. There, I'm asking her for move out by touching her belly with the tip of my dressage whip. My lunge whip. Sometimes I just have to point it toward her. And she gets a little uptight about that. But so I'm trying to always bring her down to a walk after she canters. And if she's done a really good job, I just let her stop and maybe we'll change direction or we'll just quit right there. Now you might notice I've got this little thing that I'm doing now. I think that helps where I'm cantering and she's mimicking me. We've been doing quite a bit of trot this week. And I'm trying to work on my relaxation and my balance at the trot. I'm trying to just let my legs flop, and I put my shoulders a little bit behind the vertical to balance myself. And I'm keeping her on a very small circle, and there she just really softened so nicely. So I gave her some move out into a larger circle, and oh, there she loses it again. So that happens all the time. Here I'm going to show you what I'm working on with the stop/halt. Okay, here I asked her to stop. Now if you look at my bottom, right above the cantle, I'm trying to weight the outside stirrup just a little bit. Boy, she really feels that, and she does a nice move out. So here's another stop. And I'm going to ask her for move out. Instead of patting her on the shoulder as soon as she stops, I'm patting her after she has moved off again. Boy, she got pretty square that time. I think waiting to reward her until after she does the move out makes it more continuous and encourages her to keep her head down and soften into the stop and go. Another stop. That looks like she squared up pretty nicely. So we're working on our trot again. And I'm doing a thing that I call spiral in, spiral out. So we'll make small circles around the bucket, and then we'll try to gradually ease them out and then bring them back in again. And she's so cute when she goes around like this. You might think that she's so perfect, she never makes a mistake. But there she just said, I'm out of here. I'm going to the far end of the arena. I don't care where you go. So I had to stop her and bring her back around. And we're going back around our circles again. So I would like to know what I'm supposed to be looking for in the trot. Some days it really feels like she's very fast and bouncy. Is that what she's supposed to be doing? There she's getting very round. Is that what she's supposed to be doing? It always looks like her hind leg is kind of straight when she trots. Is it supposed to be bending more? Well, here she felt like she wanted to do something a little more challenging, so I changed directions there with her. And let's see, are we going to change directions again? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to try to change directions, although she didn't bend very much. There's another stop, and this was about the best one this week. Now this was one of those occasions when she felt really fast and more powerful in her trot. There I did a little bit of shoulder in along the fence with her. And I'm going to try to stop her here. Sometimes she just keeps dribbling on. You know, I want her to take one more step to square up, but she'll kind of just keep on going. And here I'm trying to ask her for a move out, kind of awkwardly. This was just this morning, and boy, she was being so sweet this morning. She was really on her game. I find if I don't get after her too much, I give her a pat on the shoulder when she does something good and give the reins for a second, she becomes very calm. So here I felt so comfortable at the trot, I kicked off my stirrups and we're just tootling around here. So this is a dinky little trot that I have no trouble staying on or managing without any stirrups at all. So is this a bad thing? Does that mean she's lacking impulsion? I don't know what that means. She does a transition to walk very nicely. At first she wouldn't even do that because she would just stop. So we're getting more subtle. So I'm always just kind of passively letting my bottom bounce around in the saddle. And I was reading a book called Enlightened Equitation by Heather Moffat. And she says you should kind of be walking your seat bones up and down from side to side, because that's how the horse's back is going. It's making dips on first one side, then the other. So I was kind of experimenting with feeling that. I don't know, with her little trot, you really don't have to do anything. Okay, we're doing a few changes of bend here around the two different buckets. And she says, nope, 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 I want to go around this circle again.
Yeah.
So when she comes around, I'm telling her, okay, it's coming up. We're going to change. Here it comes. She did that pretty well. So Samba's just doing super duper this week. I have many things I could be working on with Prairie, but today the one thing I'm going to work on with him is just trying to do a circle to the left without falling in. I want him to listen to what I'm telling him to do. So we start out and he has no problem at all just walking on a circle to the left with me walking alongside. Here I've gotten on him and I'm going to ask him to just kind of stay along the fence and go where I want him to go. So we're doing a little bit of move out here. He's doing good. I keep asking him to continue walking straight ahead. And he has a tendency, like right there, he just turned his front end to the inside because he wants to fall in.
Good boy.
So I continue to ask him for move out.
Okay, so if I don't ask
Here, right away, if I stop asking him to do move out around the outside fence, he falls right in. So I'm just letting him. And I had to speed this up because, oh my gosh, it is painful to watch this. He drags around so slowly. So I'm just letting him go around in a circle and fall in as much as he wants to. And there, at one point, he seemed to feel like he wanted to move out.
Yeah, good.
So I stopped him, gave him a little pat.
Move out.
Now I'm going to ask him to keep going. Look how nicely he lowers his head there. So I'm asking him for a little more move out. And right away, his front end goes to the center of the circle. So I'm speeding this up once more. I'm letting him fall in as much as he wants, and I'm even encouraging it. Because I have my belly button kind of turned to the inside, and I even open that inside rein a bit and just draw him in. And I'm not being mean or anything. I'm not being harsh. He's being super obedient, and there he agreed to go to the outside. And he's getting ready to fall in again. So we're going to do another do-si-do, as much as he wants to do, until I get the feeling like he's ready to move out and go to the outside arena, the outside fence. And here he seems to be walking along pretty great. I just want him to go straight forward. If I'm looking forward and my belly button is pointing forward, that's where I want him to go. But here we're falling in some more. I'm sure he's only doing this because he thinks he's supposed to. All the little circles we've always done, he thinks he's supposed to be walking around in little circles.
How about I lead him in a circle out?
He starts to get pretty good here. And Dave suggests that maybe he could walk alongside with Prairie just to reinforce walking straight ahead, listening to my seat. You remember we did this last summer where I had Dave walking alongside. Look how beautifully Prairie's standing there. Now I'm going to ask him for a little move out. Very nice. We did this last summer, and I asked Dave to just walk alongside with Prairie, and he was moving forward very freely, and all the clutter and confusion in his mind just seemed to go away. Last summer we stopped doing this because Prairie, for some reason, stopped following Dave. And I love the way this feels. Prairie is just walking forward. He's not offering to do turn in and fall into the circle. I'm not having to ask him for move out. He's just going, and it's like effortless. And I wish he would be like this all the time. And notice his front feet always stop square. So that's great.